it sometimes happens as a perfect accident. You make something that's you had an intention for, but then you make something else. That's what's always so fun about making beats. I can never stop not loving that part about making music. So some people have a crooked smile, some people have crooked teeth, some people just live crooked. But your boy has got a crooked finger. Let me explain that. Hey, Beam the Jedi here to go into another cook-up. I've lately been making a lot of slappers, and I think I just need to chill out a bit. So I'm gonna make something a little bit more smooth, maybe a blend of Cook with a Friend and Nobigdyl. I've been listening to a lot of Nobigdyl and all his other stuff. He makes a lot of slappers too, but I like when he does a lot of melodic stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with something like that. Let's get to it. All right, so I made this quick guitar melody off of Arcade. Then I put it together with these vocals to make it sound more full. This is how it sounds. Then I went ahead and added this simple hi-hat pattern. After that, I layer these two, actually one is a snare and then one is a rim shot. And I layered those together. Also added a tambourine loop to kind of add to the drums, make it sound more full. And of course, at the end, I always like to finish with the 808s. Then for the intro, I added this slightly riser, de-riser thingy. I don't know what to call it.
Back again with that Jedi.
Then after the first hook of it, I also added a rain stick to kind of have some nice texture to go into the beat. I like this, the first time I was like making it, I was really going for like a Nobigdyl type beat because I love his work that he's been putting out with Indie Tribe. But it sometimes happens as a perfect accident. You make something that's you had an intention for, but then you make something else. So that's what's the fun part about producing, making music. You can go one direction, but then it leads you to another, and you just got to go with the flow and go with what sounds good and not be so like, oh, it just needs to be this sound, and that way you don't limit yourself and you can explore different ways to make music. I can never stop not loving that part about making music. So some people have a crooked smile, some people have crooked teeth, some people just live crooked, but your boy has got a crooked finger. Let me explain that. So in my good old days in high school, I used to do a lot of BMXing, and one of my favorite things to do was try to manual down this hill that I used to live in when I lived with my grandmother. And you would go down this hill and try to manual. For those who don't know, it's pretty much like you're popping a wheelie, but you're not pedaling. You're pure balance, pure upper body strength. So it was fun. So you go down this hill, and it was a pretty decent sized hill and somewhat steep. So my goal was to go down the hill and then to reach the end of the cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. And I almost did, but I started to loop out and go too far back. So I saw that moment that it was like, oh, you're gonna die. So what I thought was like, oh, if I throw the bike forward, then I won't loop back and hit my head or fall backwards. But when I threw the bike forward, it threw me forward and I did a scorpion. That sucked. So after that, my finger didn't really hurt that much. It just kind of was swollen. It felt like I just jabbed my finger. So I didn't think much of it. So I just went back home and just called it a day of biking. When I woke up in the morning, it was purple. So I figured something was wrong. And something was very wrong with my finger. We did x-rays, found out that I snapped that knuckle in half. I also fractured my middle finger here and here as well. So I had to get surgery to put 2 pins in there. And the worst part about it, for my finger, I had to wear a full cast up to my elbow, which doesn't make sense to me. But they made me do that and it still came out this jacked up. Don't know why, and don't want to go reset it because that's going to be painful. So, but for a while I didn't like this finger. I always was kind of a little bit self-conscious, even when I was in church. I would be going like this, when I would raise my hands, and one hand would be like this and then the other hand would be like this, because I was just self-conscious of it. And I would walk around with the fist, my fist already balled up, and people probably thinking I'm mad or ready to fight or something, but it was just I was insecure about it. The funny thing about this is that the reason why I did that was I was actually doing this out of spite. I just saw my frame had cracked and I just replaced this frame I want to say 3 or 4 months ago. So I was like, why is this frame broken already? So I was like, you know what, let me try to crack it even more. And I tried to break it even more because of that. And I ended up breaking myself even more. But it led me to think about that, is that, nothing good comes out when you do things out of spite, and you let your anger get the best of you. And this is one thing I saw right now. I was reading the Bible and this verse popped up and it made me think of this moment, and looked at my finger. It said, stop being angry, turn away from your rage. Do not lose your temper, it only leads to harm. That's Psalms 37:8. And it made me realize, dang, that's exactly me, because I didn't stop being angry, I didn't turn from my rage, and I lost my temper. And what did it do? It led to my harm. And I had to learn that the hard way. And I honestly didn't even learn, that was 10 years ago. I was 15, I'm 25 now. So that was 10 years ago, and now I'm just getting this lesson in. But I hope that kind of helps somebody out, because I think that's a problem with people nowadays, is that people are so vengeful. People are always, willing to quickly go for the revenge route, or quickly to go, if somebody's against me, then I'm gonna hurt them, and it's there's no point of that. You really have to stop letting your anger control your emotion and really what you're doing. You have no control sometimes when you have anger. Some people lose really bad control and do horrible things. So I think this was a lesson for me that was just kind of wow, man, if you don't stop your anger, at some point you're gonna make bad decisions, and sometimes those decisions will last forever. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe down low. I'm still trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and stay blessed and be a blessing. Later, guys.
Back again with that